This Docere presentation is on the type of math problems you may see in Test 3. With these types of problems, it's easy to use a mnemonic, which is OWAT, O-W-A-T. The O stands for the order, the W stands for wait, the A stands for the available, and the T stands for time, as in a time conversion. So let's take a look at this first math problem. It is from Math Practice Test 3. It is a packet given out by NIP, and it is question 1 in that packet. A patient weighing 100 kg is to receive an Inacor continuous drip at 5 mcgs per kg per minute. The 500 ml bag sent up by the pharmacy is labeled Inacor 80, and that should be mgs. You will set the pump for blank mLs per hour. Record your answer using 1 decimal place. So let's start with our mnemonic. When we're looking for the O, what is the order? And the order is 5 mcgs per kg per minute. And let's don't forget to put out here what we're solving for. We're solving for mLs per hour as we're setting the pump. Okay, so my first portion we already did, which was the O, so this would be our O here. And now we're going to times it by the W, which is the weight. And the weight in this problem is the 100 kg. And I put that over 1. Then I'm going to times it by the A, and the A is going to be the available, and in this case it is 80 mgs that is in 500 milliliters. So milliliters are on the top over here, so milliliters go on the top here, and that's 500 milliliters. And in that 500 milliliters there's 80 milligrams. Okay, then the T portion of my math problem is we're currently using minutes. So I need to do a time conversion, and that's 60 minutes is 1 hour. So I go through and I cross out what I can. The kilograms will cross out. The minutes will cross out. And I'm left on the top with mcgs and milliliters. So I need to keep the milliliters, and I'm going to get rid of the mcgs by doing a conversion. And I know that 1,000 mcgs is 1 milligram. So now I can cross out the mcgs. I can cross out the milligrams. So I look across and see what's remaining, and it's milliliters, and that's what I need on top. And I look across the bottom, and there's hours, and that's what I needed on the bottom. So I know I have everything in the problem that I need, and so I'm now going to just do the math in my calculator, and I get 187.5 mLs per hour. So in the block on the test, in the box in the test, I would just write the 187.5. Okay, let's take a look at another problem. This is from the same math packet, but this one is number 3. Your patient weighs 58 kgs and is to receive diltiazem continuous drip at 0.3 mcgs per kg per minute. The diltiazem is in a 100 ml bag labeled diltiazem 10 mg. You will set the pump for blank mLs per hour. Record your answer using 1 decimal place. Okay, so again we're solving for mLs per hour. So let's start with our O. What is the order, or what is the patient receiving? And that is 0.3 mcgs per kg per minute. Then I go to the W portion of my OWAT, and the weight is right here, 58 kgs. I put that over 1. Then I go to the A portion of my OWAT, my mnemonic, and that's the available. And when I look at the available, they tell me here that the diltiazem is in a 100 ml bag, and it has 10 mgs in it. So my 100 mLs goes on top, and my 10 mGs goes on the bottom. And then I look at the T portion of my OWAT, and the T portion tells me that there's a time conversion. So I'm in minutes right now. I need to get to hours, so I do my 60 minutes over 1 hour time conversion. Now let me go through and check off what I can, or cross out. I can cross out the kgs. I can cross out the minutes. And that's about all I can do. So now I see that I have left the mcgs and the milligrams, and I know there's a conversion for those, and that's 1,000 mcgs is 1 milligram. So now I can cross out mcgs and I can cross out milligrams. I look across the top, I have mLs remaining, and that's what I needed here. I look across the bottom, I have hours remaining, and that's what I needed here. So now I can just do the math in my calculator, and I get 10.44 mLs per hour. I go back and I look at my rounding directions, and it says to use 1 decimal place. So in the box on the test, I would record 10.4. Okay, let's look at another example. This one is from the same math packet, but it's number 7 in the math packet. Your patient has an Enophilin drip running at 52 mLs per hour. The IV bag is labeled Enophilin 2 milligrams in 1,000 mLs D5W. The patient weighs 110 pounds. How much Enophilin is your patient receiving in mcgs per kg per minute? Record your answer using 1 decimal place. Well, this is going the opposite direction of what I've been doing before. Before I was given the mcgs per kg per minute and told to find the mLs per hour. Now I'm given the mLs per hour, and I need to find the mcgs per kg per minute. So I'm going to have to solve for mcgs per kg per minute. So I'm going to follow the same mnemonic with the O, and I look at the order, and it's running at 52 mLs per hour, and that's the amount with the time. Then I'm going to go with the weight. Now this is a little tricky here because the kilograms are in the bottom. So I'm going to put 1 over, and I need to calculate how many kilograms 110 pounds is. And when I do that, I come up with 50. And so my kilograms will be on the bottom, and that is 50 kilograms down here. Then my A in the OWAT is my available. And it says that the bag is labeled with 2 grams in 1,000 milliliters. So I'm going to put the 1,000 milliliters on the bottom so I can cross it out. And I'm going to put the 2 grams, which really is 2,000 milligrams, on top. Then I'm going to look for a time conversion. This is in hours. My answer needs to be in minutes. So I'm going to multiply by 1 hour is 60 minutes. I'm going to cross out what I can. I can cross out the milliliters. I can cross out the hours. I'm left on top with the milligrams, and I can see that that's already a problem because my answer needs to be in mcgs. So I need to do a conversion, and I know that 1 milligram is 1,000 micrograms. So my milligrams go away, and I look across the top, and I see that all that's remaining is the mcgs. I look across the bottom. I have the kgs, which I need in the denominator, and I have the minutes, which I need in the denominator. So I'm done with the math, and so when I multiply it through, I get 34.6666, and I can round that then to 34.7. So it's 34.7 mcgs per kg per minute, and the 34.7 is what I would record in the box on the test. take a look at another example. This is from the same math packet, but this is number 18. On a dark and stormy night, a nurse is floated to ICU. It is nothing like the postpartum unit she came from. She feels scared and passes out. She awakens to see a dobutamine drip hooked up to her arm running at 9.3 mL per hour. She weighs 108 pounds. The bag is labeled dobutamine, 250 mg and 250 mg and 50 ml of dextrose 5%. The nurse is receiving blank mcgs per kg per minute of dobutamine. Record your answer using 1 decimal place. Okay, so again, we're solving for mcgs per kg per minute. So I go back to my OAT and I look for the order, or what the rate is that she's running at now. And that's at 9.3 mLs per hour. And I got that right here. Okay, then I look for her weight. Now remember, the weight is in the bottom, so I need to make sure that the kgs are in the bottom here. So I'm going to put that under a 1. And she weighs 108 pounds, which turns out to be 49.0909. And remember, there's no rounding in the middle of a problem. You only round at the end. So then I look for the A portion of my OAT, and A is for the available, and I see that there is a bag labeled dobutamine 250 milligrams in 50 mLs. So my 50 mLs goes on the bottom, and the 250 milligrams goes on top. Then the last portion of my OAT is the time. I'm in hours here. I need to get to minutes. So 1 hour is 60 minutes. So my mLs cross out. My hours cross out. I'm left with milligrams on top, but I need mcg, so I need to do a conversion. And that conversion is 1 mg is 1,000 micrograms. So now my milligrams will cross out. So when I look across, I see that there's mcgs here. And when I look at the bottom, I see that there's kgs, which I need here. And there's minutes, which I need here. So now I just use my calculator, and I come up with 15.787. And I look for my rounding directions, and it says to round to 1 decimal place. So that's going to become 15.8. And that would be mcgs per kg per minute. But all that I would record on the test is the 15.8. Let's take a look at another example. This one is from the same math packet, but this one is 22, number 22 in the math packet. The physician asks how many mcgs per minute of dobutamine is the patient receiving. The bag is labeled dobutamine, 250 mg and 100 ml D5W, and the pump is running at 15 mLs per hour. Record your answer using 0 decimal places. So I'm solving for mcgs per minute. So that is an IV, so I look for the rate. What is the rate that the patient is running at? And they're running at 15 mLs per hour. So that's where I start, 15 mLs per hour. Then I'm going to go and I'm going to times it by the available. The available in this case is 250 milligrams in 100 mLs. So I have 100 mLs, and on the bottom of that or on the top of that would be 250 milligrams. I cross out what I can, and I see that's in milligrams per hour. So I know I need mcg, so I'm going to do a conversion, and that conversion is 1 milligram is 1,000 mcgs. And I see that this is in an hour, and that my answer needs to be in minutes. So I do a time conversion of 1 hour is 60 minutes. My hours cross out. And my MGs cross out. So I go and I look and I see that MCGs is all that remains. So that's what's here. And I look at the bottom and minutes is all that remains. And that's right here. So now I just use my calculator and I come up with 625. I look at my rounding directions. It says 0 decimal places, and this is 0 decimal places. And so this is all I would record in the box on the test, is the 625. Okay, let's look at one more example. This one is number 27 off the math packet. During a jolly shift, your patient coded. She was barely revived when the code team leader shouts for a lidocaine drip at 2 mgs per minute. You pull out a bag of lidocaine from the code chart labeled 1 gram in 250 mLs of D5W. The patient weighs about 150 pounds. What rate should you start the drip in mLs per hour? Record your answer using 1 decimal place. Okay, so we are solving for mLs per hour. It's an IV, so I go and I look for the rate at which it's running. What has the amount with the time? I have the amount of 2 milligrams per minute. Then I look for the available. On the cart, the code cart, there is 1 gram and 250 milliliters. So 250 milliliters goes on top. 1 gram is 1,000 milligrams. So I cross out what I can, and I'm in milliliters per minute. So all I need to do to get to the milliliters per hour is take and do my time conversion. And now my minutes cross out, and I'm left with mLs on the top, which is what I needed, and hour on the bottom, which is what I needed. So now when I do the math, I come up with 30. So all that I would record, and this says to use 1 decimal place, but I didn't have any decimal places, so I'm still going to go with what I calculated, and that is 30, and that's all I record in the box on the test.